Welcome to This Explainer. Today we're taking a literal magnifying glass to a platform that's been generating a ton of buzz right now. Have you heard of DTitan? Some people call it the ultimate USDT rush. Well, if you've been hearing the chatter and wondering exactly how the gears turn behind the scenes, you are absolutely in the right place. We're going to impartially map out the mathematical architecture of the DTitan USDT platform. So no hype, no bias, just a pure, logical breakdown of the system's claims and mechanics straight from their source material. Okay, let's dive right into this and see exactly how this machine is built.
To make this super digestible, we've organized this whole complex matrix system into a really clear step-by-step journey. We'll kick things off with what DTitan actually is, move through the 4 steps to join, decode that 14-spot matrix, look at the 12-slot upgrades, and finally break down the Royal Pool income. Let's get right to it.
Section 1. What is DTitan?
At its very core, DTitan is a decentralized USDT smart contract platform, and it's built on the Binance Smart Chain, or BSC. Now, in practice, a decentralized smart contract is just a system where all transactions happen automatically, according to pre-written rules. So there's no central authority, there's no manual human control, and absolutely no one sitting on a desk hitting an approve button to send funds. The entire system operates strictly on the code deployed to the blockchain. Pretty wild, right?
Now, according to the platform itself, this architecture gives you 3 core features. First, it's 100% fully on-chain. That means every single activity is recorded publicly on the blockchain for total transparency. Second, it features instant USDT payments. Since it's a smart contract, the second conditions are met, boom, payments are processed immediately without any manual intervention. And third, it uses automatic matrix cycling. Basically, once a specific cycle is wrapped up, the system automatically pushes the user into the next cycle so the process can, theoretically, just keep running seamlessly.
Moving on to Section 2. 4 steps to join.
Okay, so the initial entry requirement to activate this whole system is exactly 10 USDT. But keep in mind, because this operates on the Binance Smart Chain, you're also going to need to hold about $1 worth of BNB in your wallet just to cover the blockchain transaction fee. It's pitched as a one-time entry requirement to, jumpstart the engine.
The onboarding process itself is broken down into these 4 exact steps. Step 1. You connect a BSC-compatible digital wallet. Think Trust Wallet, MetaMask, or SafePal. Step 2. You approve the 10 USDT transaction to the smart contract. Step 3. Once that's approved, your account is automatically placed into the system's matrix. And Step 4. As the matrix populates, the cycle begins, and that automated reward process kicks into gear.
All right, Section 3. The 14-spot matrix explained.
Now, this is definitely the most complex part of the system, but don't worry, we're going to break it down logically together. Every single user gets placed at the top of their own matrix, and right beneath them, 14 empty positions, or spots. It's 14 positions operating under one strictly defined mathematical mechanism. So to really wrap our heads around this, let's use a technique I absolutely love. Let's follow the money to trace exactly where that 10 USDT goes as each spot is filled.
The specific routing logic for the first 7 spots is highly strategic. Check this out. When positions 1 and 2 are filled, 100% of those funds go directly to your upline. But when positions 3 and 6 fill up, 100% of those funds come straight to you. Now, positions 4 and 5 are really interesting. They're mathematically forced by the system to automatically upgrade your account to the next slot level. So the funds from those 2 spots don't actually go to your wallet. And position 7, that goes straight into something called the Royal Club Pool, which we are going to cover in just a second.
All right, let's look at the back half of the matrix. For positions 8, 9, 11, and 12, 100% of those funds are routed directly to you. Awesome, right? Positions 10 and 13 are routed to your team or crossline, basically someone else within the broader network whose matrix has an empty spot. Finally, position 14. This is the reset button. The funds from the 14th spot go to your team or upline, and by doing that, it completely clears your 14-spot board so the whole cycle can start all over again.
So the absolutely crucial point here is this. Out of those 14 spots, positions 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, 13, and 14 do not pay out to the user whose matrix it is. They're mathematically routed away to the upline, downline, or crossline. Now, the platform claims that this specific intertwined distribution model is the exact reason why users might theoretically receive income from the efforts of their upline or even from total strangers in the network. It's a mathematically mandated sharing system.
Section 4. The 12-slot upgrades.
The D-Titan system features exactly 12 slots, or levels, in total. And honestly, here's the real genius of the design. All 12 of these slots operate with the exact same 14-spot logic we just finished decoding. Whether you're on slot 1 or slot 12, the routing of positions 1 through 14 remains perfectly identical.
What actually changes is the value. The value of each slot literally doubles as a user progresses. Slot 1 is 10 USDT, slot 2 is 20, slot 3 is 40, all the way up to slot 5 at 160 USDT. And it just keeps going. Remember how we learned that positions 4 and 5 in the matrix force an automatic upgrade? That right there is how a user theoretically advances through these doubling tiers. Not necessarily by pulling out their credit card again, but funded by the pure momentum and fulfillment of their existing matrix.
Now, if a user's network continues to aggressively grow and cycle, pushing them all the way through the final 12th slot, this is the mathematical cap the system claims can be reached, 122,880 USDT. To put that massive number into perspective, that translates to roughly 1 crore 25 lakh Indian rupees. It's presented as this huge potential ceiling, but of course, it's entirely dependent on continuous matrix fulfillment straight down the line.
Section 5. Royal Pool Income.
Okay, remember a few minutes ago when we followed the money and saw that position number 7 was routed away to something called the Royal Club Pool? Well, this is where it all ties together. The Royal Pool is an additional income stream, and it is funded entirely by every single 7th position filled across the entire network. The smart contract gathers all these funds and distributes 50% weekly royalties to members who've specifically qualified for it.
But how exactly do you qualify? Well, it requires direct, personal effort in building the network. To unlock the Bronze Club tier of the pool, a user has to personally secure 10 direct referrals into the system. If you want to hit the higher Silver Club tier, that requirement doubles to 20 direct referrals. It's basically a structural incentive designed to reward the platform's most active recruiters with a slice of the overall system's volume.
Which actually brings us to a quote directly from the source material that perfectly sums up the platform's own philosophy on how to succeed within its architecture. It says, "Small start, strong team, and continuous work is the biggest strength of this system." They are openly acknowledging that, yeah, while the entry fee is super small and the smart contract is fully automated, the engine requires a strong team and non-stop continuous work to keep those cycles turning.
Which leaves us with this final thought to consider. You have now seen the exact mathematics of how the D-Titan matrix distributes funds, forces upgrades, and requires constant network expansion. So, when you weigh the automated transparency and strict logic of the smart contract against the massive, continuous downline effort required to actually reach those upper tiers, is the math in your favor? It's definitely a fascinating system of highly structured routing, but really understanding the real-world effort required to fuel it is your biggest takeaway here. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and remember, always keep asking the right questions.